get things underway in what is a very intriguing third quarter here at Montmorency Park. It is Florence getting the tap, and they'll be held up. It's going to actually be Logan Butcher in the middle to start doing some ruck work here for the Magpies. So Usalak going to rest inside defensive 50 to start things off. It's the Magpies that win the clearing ball here, picked up by Smith. Chipping ball is going to go over the head of Maynard and is instead marked by Darcy Rigg. And here goes to short chip, but that one's not great. Does it get to a couple of teammates? Holmes is in there as well, near the boundary line. He can't get that ball out. We'll have another ball up. So Usalak's going to start the back line here and just rest as the whole. They might sense a bit of a surge here from North Heidelberg as they look to get the game back on their terms. Do still lead this by 23 points. Fitzgerald with the tap. Montini runs out of room. Have another ball up.
Another positional move from Montmorency. Nick Green has gone into the middle. We thought he was pretty good off half back in that second quarter. He's been given a bit of midfield time to start off the second half.
He's been good in that area of the ground for pretty much most of the year, you could argue. As the ball gets tossed back into play, Fitzgerald getting the tap. Here's Lentini ducking and weaving. He does snap towards goal, but it's wide. Chance for Badramov, but Smith. Great body work, and he's able to take the intercept for the Bulldogs. And they'll look to clear their lines. They go towards the pavilion side. Dillon's going to have to beat a couple, and it doesn't get to the front spot. Gardner takes an intercept of his own. Now he's called to play on. He's off his line. Has to quickly get that one inside 50. Does it get to Patterson? Just flew past his hands. Badramov can't pick it up on the full. In Smith at ground level. Florence, Mapleson lost the handles on it. And eventually the umpire says, I'll have it. The Magpies seemingly starting the third quarter just as good as they finished the second term. They're about 35 out from goal at the moment. Tap again coming from Fitzgerald. Secondary tap coming from Florence. Ball hits the deck, picked up by Patterson. Chance here now for Josh Mills. Gets a high floating ball to the top of the goal square. A couple of flies, but the only one in any position to take the mark is Smith, who again has taken some really great marks already in this game in the back line. Smith now called to play on and has not many options he likes, so he's going to go to Matthews in the back pocket.
Grady behind you, Grady.
Matthews will send the high ball down the line. Whitnell's got a one-on-one here that he favours. Instead opts to punch it into the corridor. Now a chance for Chirkop. Just got the handball away, but it missed Hunt. Florence, Whitnell picking up the crumbs, and a short ball finds White. He's almost a true centre half back for North Heidelberg. His chipping ball just gets to Hunt. Barely to 15. Hunt with the short ball, and now the Bell. They've worked this up really well here. Have Jason Heatley's men. Now Bell with the penetrating kick inside 50 for Heatley. Doesn't get to him. Ball hits the deck. Magpies doing really well under pressure. That was great stuff from Mills. They clear their lines, although only as far as Brown, who can send it straight back in. This one's a more of a high floating ball. Chance for Dillon. Did well to impede on the contest. Again, ball hits ground level. Magpies with numbers, but not efficient with the footy. And the pressure is too much. And eventually, umpire says, holding the footy. And it's going to allow North Heidelberg with a shot on goal will be Mitch Dillon, who's the beneficiary of it. And from directly in front, 45 out, it's the Bulldogs that can get the first one back.
Well, if this does go through for a goal, it's going to hurt Montmorency majorly because they got the first clearance of the quarter and they started off well, getting it inside forward 50. North Heidelberg were struggling to move the ball, and then seemingly are going to somehow potentially kick the first goal of the quarter.
So Dillon directly in front, as we mentioned. No more than 45 metres out from goal. Is that fading to the right? It is, but it stays in line. And the Bulldogs, they end a 3-goal streak going against them. It's Dillon who gets his first of the afternoon, his 10th of the season, and North Heidelberg get the important opener of the third. They're 10-6-66, Montmorency. 5-7-37, 4.25 minutes into the third term.
They can't let that get to them, though, the Magpies. They did so well to finish off the second quarter, to get themselves back into the game, and then started this third quarter well with the first clearance and get it inside forward 50. Yes, they conceded the first goal, but they've got to regroup again, which is what they'll do in the middle with Florence and Butcher going at it. Butcher rises high and gets the tap only as far as Hunt, who's able to find it out wide towards where Rivers is, who goes inside forward 50 in the, I think it's Bell direction, who's found himself up forward. And taken out of bounds for a boundary throw in Montmorency. Parker Heatley, who's got 4 goals already to his name today, doing the tackle. As the ball be thrown back in, Whitnell and Butcher will go at it this time. Butcher is able to get the tap out only as far as Tardio, who finds White, who goes back towards where Rivers is, who sends that long to the goal line. Can it get there? It stays in play, doing well in the end on the goal line to ensure that that doesn't become a score. Montmorency. It ends up being rushed over for a behind as Jenkin now gets it wide out to Uzalak.
Could have been another goal for North Heidelberg there, but doing well was that Montmorency defensive unit. Martini in the defensive 50 now after receiving the ball from Uzalak. Not anything favourable, so he takes a bounce across goal. He's going to handball this to Jenkin, who's going to be under pressure here from Cherkop. Jenkin, does he get the kick away? He just got it over to Mills. They made that a lot of work, but it is in the hands of Mills, who's forced to go down the line to exit defensive 50, almost for Mapleson. In there is Whitnell. He can't get the space needed. And will force a ball up between wing and half forward for North Heidelberg. There's Florence getting the tap, went straight to Holmes. He didn't get connection with the foot. Holmes will try again, but just can't bustle his way out. So try again here with another stoppage. Florence getting the tap again. Doing well there was Wallace. Maynard found a teammate in the middle. Maynard gets it back, but the umpire said it was a throw from Jack Mapleson. And the free kick goes in the direction of Patterson. He's got it at half back. He's going to go down the line with this kick. Broadcast side. Flying in from the side was Sleep. Chance here for Lentini on the bounce. Just can't pick it up cleanly, Lentini. And the high free kick is going to go in his direction. So he has a chance for a reprieve. Lentini now, spearing ball inside 50. Almost marked by Fitzgerald. Snapped instead by Batchelor to the goal line. It's bouncing through, but only for a behind. At the 7-minute mark of the third term, Montmorency at 5.838, North Heidelberg at 10.767. Margin is 29 points.
He's got the 3 behinds now, Batchelor. 1 goal, 3. Would like to get another goal on the board soon for his sake. Brown, that's a great kick up the middle towards where White is by himself. And North Heidelberg, through 2 kicks, will be able to send this inside forward 50. White's kick was intercepted. Gone through the legs of Dillon. Doing well is Dozzy to get a handball off to Mills, but he's put his teammate under enormous pressure. Doing well is Gardner to burst through a tackle and then get a nice kick up towards Batchelor, who just got the last score for Montmorency. He goes the inside 45 kick. It's a grubbler, which allows Batchelor to lose the footy and allow Brown for North Heidelberg to get involved. He's been able to get it off quickly towards Maynard, who turns that over, and Gardner will clean up the mess again for Montmorency at halfback.
So the Magpies will just try again. They certainly need the next goal of this contest. Otherwise, all the good work they did to win that first half will be outdone. They go towards half forward. Lots of big men flying there. Green happy to see that ball out of bounds. Almost right in front of our commentary position. Almost 9 minutes into the third quarter. The lead is 29. Here at Montmorency Park in his crucial top 3 Melbourne Grounds Division 1 clash. The winner gets the box seat of finishing in the top 3 with 3 rounds to play. Florence getting the tap. Here's Lentini ducking and weaving through traffic cleverly. He sends that one inside 50. He's got a 2-on-2. Does it work for Batchelor? Well, he was held anyway without the footy, but he still managed to take the mark. He's coming alive a little bit in this third term now. Here's the 21-year-old in just his 10th senior game. He's looking for his 10th senior goal.
Well, with Fitzgerald being quiet for most of today and Bashmarov not really getting a lot of it up forward again, they've had to have that X-factor third option to really step up, and it looks like Batchelor might be the one for the Magpies again today.
Comes in from 35, outside angle to speak of. That's drifting to the right and stays right. It's a 4th behind for Batchelor and a 9th for Montmorency. They move to 5.939, North Heidelberg at 10.767. They are chipping away at the margin, but only slightly. It's 28 points the difference.
What's happening around the footy, Jake?
It was a 41-point lead to North Heidelberg. Halfway mark of the second quarter. It's cleared away now by the Bulldogs, but it's going to go straight back in there, defensive 50, with Logan Butcher taking a nice mark. He senses the urgency and sends it towards the pocket. That's where Fitzgerald can fly. Almost got a hand onto it. Green, clever punch. Lentini on the boundary. Didn't get purchase on it. Here's Hunt. He's going to evade his way out of things. But that handball's a dangerous one to his teammate. And it forces the ball to go out of bounds. Boundary throwing. 30 out from the Magpies' goal.
This is good for Montmorency, though. If they can't score, don't let North Heidelberg get close to it. So they're locking it inside their forward 50. However, they need a goal desperately.
It's going to be Fitzgerald that just gets a tap over Florence. Lentini was lurking around, didn't get hands on the footy. He's going to be cleared away by Hurt for the Bulldogs. Goes down the line. Whitnell, great punch from Jenkin. Goes a double fister out of bounds for a boundary throwing.
Your car not even close to where that fist
No,
was?
good. All good today, Zach. All good. Yourself?
Yeah, the great thing about this oval is that there's another one next door,
Yes.
so there's plenty of car parks over there.
Great minds think alike.
Yes. Surprisingly, there was so many options. I didn't know which one to choose. As Florence is able to get the tap down to Hurt, he couldn't take it cleanly. Crashing in there is Sleep for the Magpies before he's wrapped up for a ball up. Just on the centre wing, closest towards North Heidelberg's bench as Florence and Butcher go at it again. Butcher does well to get the tap out towards Holmes. He gets it back to Butcher, who sends it inside forward 50. Bajmarov wins it at ground level, then sends a handball up towards where Costantin is. Hurt is able to beat him to it and push it out for a boundary throw-in.
That handball just had to be a bit lower for Costantin because looping behind, he's probably lucky Hurt didn't get on the end of that. They would have been away to Dogs.
They would have. They've shown already in that first half how deadly their pace can be, the Bulldogs. As no one's able to win the hit out on that occasion. Costantin's there at ground level, couldn't take it cleanly. Then it somehow fizzles its way out to Hunt, who gets a handball out into space to Pearce, who wins it at ground level and then tackled straight away. The umpire says, Pearce, you did not make a genuine attempt, and I'm going to pin you for holding the ball, which is to the delight of Jenkin, who will take the free kick. He's been good down back for the Magpies today. He sends it long inside forward 50. Can Fitzgerald fly at this? He gets there, couldn't take the mark. They've got players at ground level. Montmorency who are able to get there first. They can't get a kick away. On this occasion, I believe that was Butcher of the Connor variety before it becomes a ball up as Fitzgerald and Florence go at it again. Florence double taps it out towards White. It gives it off to Hunt. Both in fluoro green boots today. You can't miss them at all. That kick out wide to Tardio is going to work. Tardio now tries to get around Gardner, but then before he then kicks it up towards where Whitnell is, and doing well is Verkic to push him out of the way with ease and take the intercept mark.
He hasn't let the confidence of some early Heatley goals derail his game so far. It's been very impressive. That kick, not a great one, however, although the Magpies will be okay. Holmes, defensive side of centre square. He's going to go broadcast side, and the mark's taken by Mills. Right in front of our commentary position. Mills gets it over to Gardner. Gardner 80 out from home, sends it towards the pocket, will be cut off by Smith. He has definitely been one of their best defenders today. Him and Matthews have been particularly impressive. That kick over to Hunt will work well, and they'll complete the switch out wide. We're on the pavilion side. Mitch Dillon down the line he goes. That's a nice kick to Chirkop. He's going to go short. Chance there for Dillon as well, who's drifted to half forward. Sleep, though, gets it back to Jenkin. Floating ball now could be marked by anybody here. It's going to be Warsdorp that does so. The Bulldogs will want to drive this one towards half forward again. That's what they do. Big flies, 3 of them were Magpies. They're able to still get possession of the football, although not too cleanly. Spills out. Almost dragged back in. Umpire says no. I'll give all players a benefit of the doubt there. And about 46, 47 metres out from North Heidelberg's goal. We'll have a ball up. Chance here for Butcher. It's cleared away by the Magpies. Bouncing ball. Florence ricocheted off Brown. Picked up now by the Magpies as a result, although that one's cut off as well. Brown going to try again, but he caught his opponent high. Magpies are out on the broadcast side if they want to go that direction. They opt to go the opposite. It's Sleep. That gets it over now to Connor Butcher. He goes towards forward half of centre wing. This is Bajramov. Fair way out from goal. High ball here. Does it work for the Bulldogs?
Oh.
It does. And again, Lachlan Smith with an excellent intercept grab. He'd definitely have to be close to double digits. And he can settle things again for the Bulldogs.
As you said before, Nick, he's been outstanding for North Heidelberg in defence. As he sends that long up towards the line, Uzalak gets a good fist out towards the advantage of Costanton, who sends it back inside forward 50. And taking the mark is Butcher, who plays on and kicks the goal. And Montmorency are back in it, still in it. 22 points they now trail, 6-9-45 to North Heidelberg, 10-7-67. Just the one goal to each side so far in this third quarter. We've just gone 15 minutes gone, but you just feel now, if Montmorency were able to get a bit of a run on, that's the goal that starts it.
No doubt about it. If you're fans of Butchers as well, it was Connor that managed to get the goal. His third senior goal in his 11th senior game. In fact, only 15 senior games between the Butchers coming into today. But a nice finish and a good mark on the run there as well. Controlled it well. Knew his environment around him enough to know that he could just run through and kick the goal. And 22 points. The Magpies have not been closer since the first term. And maybe another couple in a row could put the Bulldogs on the back foot. In the middle again, it's Logan Butcher, but this time it'd be cleared by Whitnell, although that kick was smothered off the boot. Chance for Badramov, but getting there first was Tardio. A clever handball in the end to Smith with a bouncing ball inside. Could that bounce all the way through? It won't. Still a chance here for Heatley. Does well to pick that up on the bounce. He's going to snap this one very high towards the top of the goal square. And Brodie Bell stands up and takes an excellent contested mark. And the stand-in captain sensing how things are going around him, pushes up forward, and Bell will look for just his 13th senior goal in 81 games.
It's pretty impressive from North Heidelberg, their ability to respond again.
Bell to just give North Heidelberg some more breathing room. 45-degree angle, beautiful kick, beautiful goal. The Bulldogs just get that margin back to their favour a little more. It's at the 28 points. It's 11-7-73 North Heidelberg. Montmorency a 6-9-45. An important goal there for Brodie Bell. Just his third of the season. Hasn't kicked one since round 7 against Eltham. But an important one nonetheless.
Very important. Just as we thought Montmorency could have had a bit of a momentum shift in this game, which could have got him back in it. North Heidelberg just wrestled it back as Whitnell does well to win the hit out and give it straight down to Wallace. It goes inside forward 50. Hunt couldn't take the mark. Running over it in the end was Mapleson trying to pick it up for North Heidelberg. As Montmorency looked to finally get this out of their back 50. White's handball wasn't great to Dylan. Dylan's still able to find a way to win it. Pearce's kick was smothered by Uzalak, but Cherkop has come out of nowhere to pick it up. Gives it off to Brown. They've found themselves outside their own forward 50, North Heidelberg.
Oh.
But what a mark from guess who again? It's Brodie Bell. He's taken a ripper just before. He's now taken a great mark here, the stand-in skipper. And he could potentially have his second in a row and North Heidelberg's third of the quarter and potentially put them out by as much as over 30.
Now, there's still bits to go in this game, but this could prove to be a match-winning period here from Brodie Bell. I mean, his ability to fly and take some brilliant contested marks. There's plenty of North Heidelberg players that can do it. It's Brodie Bell right now that's standing up tall and helping his side extend this margin.
So Brodie Bell just kicked one moments ago. This would be for 2 in a row. And his second for the game. It goes straight through. And the Bulldogs, after only leading by, 22 points a couple of minutes ago, now have just shot their way out to a 34-point lead as they lead 12-7-79. Montmorency struggling at 6-9-45. And for what is a massive game today, for outright second behind Heidelberg in first, it's looking like it's going the way of the Bulldogs.
Back in the middle then, Whitnell, in there is Holmes as well. Holmes loses the footy, picked up by White. They get it out to the wing. Rivers, inside 50 they go, almost marked on that occasion by Brock Binion. He gets the ball back as a 1-2, but they're under pressure here. Big tackle from Bajaya. And the ball trickles out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. I reckon that's the first time he's kicked multiple goals in a game, Brody Bell. Only kicked 3 last year.
Riggy, you take him, Riggy!
And it'd be safe to assume that he wouldn't have done that too many times, but as we said, it could prove to be a vital match-winning play. Heatley out of the ruck, sells the candy, stiffs the stiff arm, over to Hunt in the boundary. This would be a ripping finish! What a 5 minutes from North Heidelberg! They've blown this game right out of the park. And as we tick towards time on in the third term, that might be enough to see him home. 13-7-85. Montmorency 6-9-45. And when the Bulldogs were challenged, Zach, they have responded in scintillating fashion.
They certainly have. That's just quite remarkable. 3 quick goals like that. And Parker Heatley, it was 4 or 5 people he just broke tackles from and dished out a nice handball off to Hunt, who finished sublimely, and there's nothing stopping the Bulldogs today.
Back in the middle again. Uzalak's now gone into the ruck. Maybe too little too late, that move. Holmes. Umpire not officiating. Umpire's found a free for Montmorency. If they're going to start a chain here, it's got to start now. The margin's 40. Lentini gets the ball away in time to the Fitzgerald direction. Punched away from him. The ball goes out of bounds for a boundary throw in. It's a remarkable stint here from the Bulldogs. It got to within 22 points, which is a margin they hadn't seen since the first term. And then led by the stand-in skipper Brody Bell, went bang, bang, and then Heatley and Hunt combined for a miracle finish. As we tick towards three-quarter time, that could prove decisive. Badramov has other ideas. Misses to the right. 6-10-46 now, Montmorency. North Heidelberg 13-7-85. 21.5 gone third quarter.
So they'll clear it out through Mapleson. The Bulldogs long up towards the wing and doing well to take the mark, the intercepting mark in the end for Montmorency is Jesse Thompson, who goes back towards Holmes, who now sends this inside forward 50 and taking the mark out the back. No, not paid is Butcher. He's tackled straight away in the tackle as well. Umpire calls for a ball up. Connor Butcher it was that collected it. Montmorency's last goal scorer before North Heidelberg went on to kick 3 in a row. Whitnell in the ruck that time for North Heidelberg's able to get the clearing kick up towards where Tardio is, but good strong mark from Gardner, who's been really good, I think, for the Magpies off half-back today. Sends it back inside forward 50, where Whitnell tries to fly, and no mark paid, which has left the Montmorency fans.
Well, and North Heidelberg,
yeah.
It was Solomon who was also grab at the ground level as
Trying to think who got more of that footy there. But nevertheless, ball up as Whitnell and Uzalak go at it. Uzalak was able to win it straight away. Solomon gets the tackle. So another ball up just outside Montmorency's forward 50. Uzalak and Whitnell go at it again. Uzalak's able to tap it out into space for where Batchelor is. Was taken before he had it. Still able to get a handball out towards a teammate in Holmes, who's worked his way forward before he's wrapped up for another stoppage.
And what that 3-goal stint does as well is it not only puts Montmorency in the back foot, they're going to have to start again to get this margin within 4 to 5 goals approaching three-quarter time.
They certainly are, as Holmes will not be pinned for holding the ball. Was looking for 2 high-contact free kicks. Wasn't paid for either of those as well. This does work for North Heidelberg, though. Got the 3 quick goals, and now they're killing time with plenty of stoppages. Uzalak's able to somehow tap that out into the advantage of Lentini, whose kick towards Fitzgerald doesn't work as a mark for Fitzgerald, who struggled all day to find one. Matthews, his direct opponent's wrapped up for a ball up. 25 metres out directly in front of goal for the Magpies. Fitzgerald just tosses Whitnell out of the ruck, then goes to snap. It was smothered, so it stays in dispute. Picking it up there for North Heidelberg is Brown before he's wrapped up for a ball up as well.
24 minutes gone, third quarter. Margin is 39 points. Again, Fitzgerald will snap it out of the ruck. This time, misses to the left. 6-11-47. The Magpies. North Heidelberg are 13-7-85. So, only 3 more scoring shots when you look at it from the Bulldogs. Yeah, it's a lead of 38. As they clear away to Maynard. Maynard on the left boot, sends that one down the line. Hunt's got a one-on-one, and he's almost able to take the mark. Good defensive effort from Green. Sees that ball out of bounds. It's an important time here. You think even if North Heidelberg managed to get one more goal, that could blow this one right out, if it hasn't already, and all but end this contest. Uzalak's only started to come into the ruck in the last 5 minutes of this term. You felt like maybe him being in there a bit earlier could have impacted things, because look at that. Just with ease, he's able to get that ball over to Holmes, although had to get the bounce. Now, Holmes was looking for a high. He got that. Holmes is well away from goal, though. And we'll look to send this one inside 50. It's a beautiful kick. Uzlak's going to have to beat a couple. It was on his fingertips, but he just couldn't claim the mark. And now they run away here to North Heidelberg. White to Hunt to Chirkop. That handball, though, intercepted. Green, Dozzy, they go inside 50, and the Magpies work that well to get a set shot opportunity from about 45 out. And it's going to be Connor Butcher who's looking for back-to-back goals.
Very good from Montmorency. It seemed as though North Heidelberg had that slingshot off half-back from the drop Uzalak mark, but they got a lot of numbers to that Chirkop handball, which led to the interception, and great composure as well from Dozzy to find Butcher.
So Butcher will come in now for his second, which would be a career high, but he's missed that to the right. And yet another behind for the hosts. They're 6-12-48, North Heidelberg 13-7-85.
Lots of missed opportunities from Montmorency. They probably could have had about 3 or 4 goals on the board this quarter, which would have kept this very interesting against the Dogs, but they've almost given them a bit of leeway due to some poor finishes in front of goal, which was the story of that first quarter as well. 5 behinds they had, and North Heidelberg only had one more scoring shot to them at quarter time. There's taking a kick out for the Bulldogs is Mapleson. He'll send it long down the line towards a big contest. No one could take the mark, but at ground level there is Gardner, who's able to get it off towards Jenkin, who sends a high torp inside forward 50, which is intercepted by Jack McGann all by himself. Is the 18-year-old, just his 3rd senior game. Sends it back up the wing to where Jenkin kicked it to him. Florence couldn't take the marker. Stanton's there at ground level for Montmorency. He's able to get it off to Dozzy, who sends it inside forward 50 in the Fitzgerald direction, but Matthews does what he's done all day and parry that out of bounds for a boundary throw-in.
It's been excellent today. He's had some big tasks throughout the last couple of years. This one another important one, and just that experience at hand. He's actually a former Montmorency player, Nick Matthews. 7 senior games for him back in the day. But now doing some great work with North Heidelberg. Big thump from Florence in the ruck on that occasion. Bouncing ball will get to Josh Mills, who's tight on the boundary. He goes to the top of the goal square. A couple of opportunities there for a mark, but none going. Heading towards the 28-minute mark of this final term, this third term, I should say. The kick in the ruck contest was smothered. Now it's cleared by Florence. And that is 3-quarter time. And North Heidelberg have 1 foot into a 10th win in 2024, which could do their chances of a top 3 finish a world of good. They keep Montmorency to 1-5 for the entire third term. They piled on 4 goals, 1 of their own. And they lead 13-7-85 to Montmorency 6-12-48. Your goal kickers so far, well, still 4 to Heatley, which all came in the opening half. 2 to Brody Bell, which was a marvellous bit of play in that 5-minute patch in that third term. And then singles along the line to Jesse Tardio, Mitch Dillon, Dane Whitnell, Tanner Pearce, Liam Hunt, Thomas Rivers, and Cooper Bajaya. Meanwhile, for Montmorency, just the 6 goals, 6 individual goal kickers. Ben Patterson, Marcus Lentini, Ayan Badramov, Lockie Batchelor, Patrick Fitzgerald, and Connor Butcher.